This next video is going to be for the makeup procedure. You will have 20 minutes to do makeup. It shouldn't take you that long, but you'll have 20 minutes to do it, so don't stress out about it. We're going to begin. Make sure you sanitize your hands always before any procedure. You're going to get your little SMA. Remember, be careful. Make sure you have it in your hand before so nothing slips out. Bring it over here. You're going to have two cotton and a tissue. You're going to use this tissue as your, it's a paper towel. You use this paper towel as your palette. We're going to get one tissue, and we're going to use a tissue in a moment. So make sure you have a paper towel, a tissue, and two cottons. You're going to have foundation, powder, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, lipstick. Okay, you can have lip liner too, but they don't demand it anymore, so that's optional. Then you've got all of these disposable implements. Now, some people put them in one bag. I don't like to put them in one bag. I like to have them clearly marked what they are. You're going to have 5 spatula. New spatula, trash or to be disinfected. Make sure the bag goes immediately as you open them. You're going to have 2 clean, mine are dirty because I've done this over and over, but you'll have 2 brand new clean eyeshadow applicators. Baggie goes in the trash or to be disinfected immediately. You're going to have 1 lip brush. It can also be one of those sponge gloss applicators, that's fine too. And you'll need, this goes in the trash or to be disinfected immediately. And you'll have 2 spoolies. And you'll only need 1 for this section. So go ahead and fold that up, put that back up there, and we're going to move on. Sanitize your hands. We're going to work on our client. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to put our product onto our palette. So you're going to take your foundation. I like the foundation that has a pump. This I wouldn't been able to take to state board because it's too dirty. You need to take a pristine equipment to state board as if it doesn't have any, it's never been used. So you're going to take one pump of your product and put it on the top corner of your little palette. Next, you're going to take your powder. This is loose powder. I use 1 spatula. I lift up loose powder and all the way over to the other corner. You need to make sure you leave a lot of space in between all of your products. Close the lid. This goes immediately into the trash can. You're going to open your blush. Now my blush lid is not in the best condition. You're going to open your blush. You're going to take a spatula in the bottom corner. We're going to go in a big circle. You're going to take, and you need to scrape your blush down the side. Don't take it over this little well here. Make sure you go from out the side. You're going to scrape a good amount of blush. You don't want to carve into it. Just scrape it off. Get yourself some blush. Close the blush. Throw the spatula into the trash. Then you're going to get eyeshadow. Now I have a 4-color eyeshadow. You can use any color as long as you have like a dark and a light. I'm going to use this color. I'm going to bring it in this corner. Remember, scrape. Then I'm going to close it. Throw this in the trash. Open it again. And yes, you have to close and open it. Take another spatula, and right in the center, I'm going to use the darkest color. Close it. Spatula goes in the trash. So I've made it look like a 5 on a roll of dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter what product you put where, but I always like to put in the order in which I use it. Okay? Now we're going to touch our client, so we immediately have to sanitize our hands. Okay? The first thing, make sure her ears are showing. The first thing we need to do is get our foundation. So we're going to put our finger in the foundation. See how much foundation I have? Very, very little. This is important, okay? See how much foundation I have? Very, very little. The reason I do that is now I'm going to rub the foundation into the tips of my fingers. I'm basically rubbing it in. Okay, so rub it in the tips of your fingers, and then you're going to apply it onto your client. So even if you have a color that doesn't match your client, you have rubbed the product into your fingers, so it's really not getting on your client. Okay, then you take that tissue that we brought out and you wipe your fingers off, because if you don't wipe your finger off at this point, you're going to get makeup on everything. This goes in the trash. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a cotton, and you're going to push that cotton into the powder. Now the powder is supposed to set the foundation, but the reason that I'm using powder right now is to get off any residue. So I'm pushing really hard on this powder, and I'm basically using it to get off any residue that there's left of that foundation. Okay? Any residue that's left of that foundation. I'm using this powder to remove it. Okay? Cotton goes in the trash. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take eyeshadow applicator. Oh, no, blush is next. You're going to take your cotton and you're going to push it into the blush. And you want to get it all over. You really want to push it into the cotton. Then don't wipe the cotton on your client's face. Press the cotton in by dabbing. Press the cotton on your client's cheeks by dabbing. Okay, you don't want to wipe. If you wipe, it's going to make a straight line, and your client will look like they should be at the circus. Not that she won't come out looking like the circus, but okay. Push the blush into the cheeks. That goes in the trash. Next thing is we're going to get the lighter color foundation or eyeshadow, and you're going to push. So this is huge. I push the eyeshadow into the sponge tip. Then I shake it off, but I push it into and then shake it off. It's really important that you shake it off onto your SMA here, so when you go to your client, it doesn't fall, you don't get fallout. Then again, we're going to brace against our client's skin. This is just the same motion you did with tweezing. You're going to lay it at the front towards the towards the nose, and you're going to push that product on in the same motion you did with tweezing. Just glide it across the top of the eyebrow, under the eyebrow, the top of the eyelid. Then you're going to take it, you're going to twist it so it's sitting this side. You're going to push your little pinky, the back side of your pinky on your client's, and then you're going to use the same, flip this over, then use the same motion. It's the same rocket. You can go above like this if you want to. You can't do that for tweezing. You can't do that for waxing. You have to go from this side. Okay? You can go back and make sure she's pretty. So here's the problem with the doll head. The doll head product will not blend. This goes straight into the trash. Get your dark product. The dark product I only put on the tip, and I press it into the sponge, and then I tap it off so there's no fallout. Again, I brace. I put my little finger on there. I take it. It's the same motion, only I'm only putting the product right on top of that little crease, the flap of skin that is on your doll head that's like the eyelid itself. And then I do the same thing. Put the finger on the forehead, turn it over so that you're using the other side, and put it right above the lash line. This goes into the trash. Oops. Now I've dropped it on the floor. Immediately, if you drop something on the floor, you get a tissue. You go down, you pick it up with the tissue, and you throw it immediately in the trash. That way you don't have to wash your hands. Back in the day, we used to have to wash your hands. Sanitizer's right here, so we're just going to sanitize our hands again, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we've used all 5 of those. Those are done. So now we're going to, and in a row, the next thing in the row is eyeliner. You take your eyeliner out, brace. I brace on the jawline. You're going to take your eyeliner. I'm going to lift her up a little so you can see her because it's really hard. You have to keep her laying down, but you're going to come bracing on her body or on her chin and draw the line right across the lash line. And the same thing on this side. I'll lift her up. It's really hard to do. You can go above her or from the side as long as your hand is resting on her when you're using an implement. The lid goes on. It goes immediately into be disinfected. Okay, now you're gonna use the mascara. This is important, please watch me how I do this. Open the mascara, you're gonna hold it as if you had a cigarette. You're gonna dip the mascara wand into the mascara, remove it. Again, put the lid on your mascara, put the mascara down. Do it in that order. You cannot leave this open. If you're a makeup artist, a lot of times we'll leave that open. You have to close it. Then you're gonna brace, and you're going to, your client has huge long lashes. All you have to do is that. Come over here, flip it over, finger on the back side, same rolling motion. So, this is one side, flip it, the back side, this is the same. It's the same motion. You're not changing your motion, you're just flipping it over. This goes in the trash. Now, as we practiced, I did not put this in the machine. I mean, in your, when I looked like I put it in, but I really put it behind it. At State Board, you have to put it in, but for practice, don't put it inside your mascara tube. The next thing is lipstick. For a State Board, you have to have red lipstick. It has to be red. You're gonna take your spatula, the last spatula standing, and you're gonna scrape yourself off. I try to keep my lipstick really, really straight. That way, if I take it to State Board, it just doesn't look like it's been used. Put the lid back on immediately. Now, you can use the spatula as your palette. You don't have to put it on your palette. You can use it, but you can't hold it over your client. So I do it over my SMA. I smooth out the product, and then again, you have to brace. So my finger is on my client's chin, and I put the lipstick on my client's mouth. I need more lipstick for the top lip. Then these go in the trash. Now this is a big thing. Because I'm going to use these over and over, I just take a tissue and wrap it. At State Board, I would just throw it in the trash. But because I'm going to use these over, I don't want this to get all over my trash, so I put a tissue on it. And then I'm going to fold one side, then the other side, and then I fold it in half. Well, I fold it in a third and a third. This keeps all of the product in this paper towel. You don't have to worry about the product flinging all over your trash and getting everything dirty, because you're going to reuse those things to practice. Just to practice. But if you're doing a regular State Board, just throw it in there. Take your SMA, throw it in the trash. Every single one of the makeups goes in to be disinfected. At this time, my to be disinfected is pretty heavy. I'm going to push it down while I put these in. I sanitize my hands, and I step back.